What is up, all my chosen ones? Jazz Royce here. Now, say it ain't so, because you see the chart just as well as I do, and we gotta get into Saitama, why it's so negative right now, and a little recap of the AMA that they just had earlier this afternoon. Now, before we get into this, guys, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button and the subscribe button and leave a comment, if you will. I want to hear you guys' thoughts about this situation as well. And also, guys, please hit the notification bell so you know when I go live and we can talk about this face to screen, if that makes sense. All right, guys. So I'm gonna be honest with it, man. I'm not happy with Saitama's price, but I have not sold a single token of it. I have not. I don't plan on selling at all. But addressing the elephant in the room, I know that a lot of people have been going back and forth and beefing over Twitter, beefing over YouTube, more so of the fact that, this person's spreading FUD against Saitama and that person's saying this against Saitama. But I think that what we really need to address is the fact that this price is where it's at because of the sole purpose that Saitama is still not fully ready. It's been weeks. We're on January 21st. We were all at first eagerly waiting for the CERTIC audit to complete. It finally completed, and now the app doesn't work. For some people it does, so that's cool. For me personally, it doesn't work. I thought version 1.7 would have done the trick. It did nothing. Now, some people it did do the trick, and that's great. However, what I wanted to address in this video, aside from just the price be negative, is that I want to really ask this question out here. Could this be solely because of people spreading FUD and this, that, and the other? Or is it really people just speaking on their experience investing in Saitama and waiting for this app to deliver, which they have not yet? Now, I know that sounds pretty bearish to me to say, but I'm just being honest. I'm just as disappointed as all the investors out there. I get it. I want my money to be up. In fact, this is the first time in about 4 months, I just guessed it off the top of my head. It's been some months that I'm actually negative right now in my Saitama investment. I've been up this entire time, even after the Saitama event flop happened. I was still way up in profits. But then I guess when you count the amount of money I put into the coin these last few months, buying the dip consistently, and now seeing where it's at, I'm now negative in my average in Saitama. So trust me, I understand you guys out there completely. And another thing I want to address is that we should not be, as a wolf pack, we should not be attacking one another just for someone speaking their opinion on how they feel with the token. I've said it countless times before. If someone chooses to sell their Saitama, let it be. Let them sell their Saitama. There is no need to bash them. There is no need to attack them. You guys know where I stand. I'm diamond hand lifestyle with Saitama because this is still my biggest investment, and this is still what I believe out of all the other altcoins out there and meme coins, so to speak, which this is not a meme coin, but it's still compared in that category to outshine all the others down the road in the long run. In the long run, I do believe Saitama has what it takes to get me and a lot of you guys to financial freedom. But in the current present state of things, there is definitely work that needs to be done. There's work that for sure needs to be done on the developers' end, which in the AMA they have addressed and they've acknowledged that there is work that they have to do. But also, us in the Wolfpack community, we also have a job too. And our job is not only to just bark back at anybody that seems to talk negative about Saitama, but more so, the real job is to make sure that we as a community uplift Saitama, even when it's down like this and it's frustrating to see it like this because the app's still messing up. But to uplift Saitama and the people that want to invest in Saitama or that are thinking about investing in Saitama, and give them a reason as to why they should look forward to where this project can go. When we come across beefing with one another and trash talking one person in this Twitter space and then attacking that person's Twitter space and then making videos on what that person said and criticizing them for that, that's just making us all look like high schoolers, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And we got to understand that I do believe that Saitama does have the potential to break 2 zeros. I'm betting my money on Saitama killing 2 zeros at some point. At some point. And I believe that if they get things on track, it does have the possibility of it possibly occurring sometime this year. Don't take my word for it. I'm just saying it may be sometime this year. But in order for that to happen, guys, we need to attract new investors, and not just everyday 9-to-5 people such as people like us, but we need to attract people that have the big bags, okay? This is a $1 billion company. In order for it to grow in the levels that we want, aside from, of course, a big time hyper burn, I still believe that's going to do some damage in a good way to the price down the road. However, we're going to need some big people backing us up. We're going to need some big investors to come pouring in. We will need some big exchanges to get us up to where we have to go in order to finally take off completely from that launch pad. And all of this bickering back and forth and bashing this person because they wanted to sell Saitama, and then bashing that person because you're calling them delusional because they want to hold their Saitama, it needs to stop. It needs to stop, because all this is doing in the bigger picture of things is that it's just stifling our growth. As a community, as a Saitama Wolfpack investor, it is stifling our growth. So that plays a factor, alongside the fact that they do not have their stuff in order yet to get this app 100% going. And the longer it's delayed and the longer these updates keep failing, the more we are going to expect to see this price continue going down. I don't know if it's going to add another zero, but if so, who knows at this point? Saitama, for those that don't really know and haven't been following the chart for that long, has broke its support level. It's broke the support level. So at this point, we are unsure of how low the price can go. But like I said, I personally am not selling a bit. As a matter of fact, I was actually counting how much I can spare, because I'm actually looking into, and this is not financial advice, don't take my word for it. I like to gamble. All right. I'm not at a casino 24/7, nothing like that, but I enjoy the idea of gambling for a greater potential result. Don't follow my lead if you're not the same way. But I'm looking into possibly even upping my position more in Saitama, because if I knew it was going to fall this low, I wouldn't have bought the dip 2 days ago. I would have waited till today and then used that same amount of money to buy a dip. But it's only so much you can just drop hundreds and hundreds of dollars into something before your pockets start asking you, hey, bro, you know you're not rich, right? And I'm just like, yeah, I know, but I got to buy the dip. So you guys can relate out there for those that are watching. But yeah, guys, that's where I stand with Saitama. So I am bullish at the end of the day on this project, 100%. But there are things that have to be changed. Even Russ, if you listen closer to the AMA, even he pointed it out, like even the PR team that they have, they need to do some revamping of how the information gets out there to the public. It needs to be revamping. It can't be you heard this from that, and then you heard that in this Twitter space, and then all the words get twisted up, and by the time whatever they're doing comes out to the public, it's completely far different from what was being said and talked about and rumored all through these different social media influences and all that stuff. It's hurting us. It's hurting us, guys. So I don't consider myself an influencer. Some might say I only have like 3,000 subscribers, so I'm nothing compared to like people with 10,000, 20,000 and whatnot. But I understand each of our voices do have an effect on the people that watch, and ultimately it can lead to the effect on the prices that we see. So all I'm saying, guys, is let's start just being more positive in the space. Let's not be afraid to vocalize our concerns, all right? Let's not backlash people that want to vocalize their concerns with Saitama. Let bygones be bygones. We're all in here to make money. If you don't feel comfortable with how it's looking, like I said before, nothing wrong with pulling your money out. There's plenty of other coins you can dabble into. Of course, I'm not doing it because I believe that Saitama is a one-of-a-kind project. And like Russ was saying, this is still a startup company. You know, it's not even a year old. It's still a startup company. We are just watching minute by minute the mistakes that a regular startup company has. The difference is that when most startup companies occur, all the mistakes they make are behind closed doors, versus Saitama, we're seeing it in the public eye. So this is actually a new transgression in how businesses like Saitama, billion-dollar businesses, are conducting themselves being so transparent, especially online, for all of us to critique their every move and every mistake. So just keep in mind, guys, this is definitely the turning of times, okay? Things are not like how they used to be. Things are starting to shift. And along the process of being in the boat of change, there's going to be mistakes made. There's going to be conflicts that occur, because all of those things are necessary to implement the proper change needed so we can all see what we're looking for, which is growth, okay? So don't beat yourself too hard on how the Saitama price is and how negative you might be looking in your Saitama wallet. I'm negative myself, and like I said, I'm not going anywhere. And as a matter of fact, shout out to at JRE Entertainment. I was just on Twitter, and he posted something about Shiba, because he was an early Shiba investor, but he sold early as well during the delays of Shiba swap back then, for those that remember. And I'm gonna pull it up right now. You're gonna see what he missed out on. Give me a sec. Okay. Alright guys, I found it. So JRE posted this. He said, I remember that one time I sold 2 trillion Shiba based off of listening to others FUD and sell. $40 million mistake at 4 zeros and a 2. Y'all keep FUDing and panicking. We know what's up. Get yanked if you want to. So then JRE posts where he sold his 2 trillion of Shiba. And if you look right around here, oh man, that's pretty wild actually. Dang, he sold it, and if you would have, yeah, that hurts. That actually really hurts. And to be honest with you guys, I don't want to be in that position that I have to relive what could have been with Saitama had I left my money in there longer through all the panic selling going on. And here I am regretting it. So I don't want to be that situation, guys. That's why I am hodling. If you guys are on the same boat, I hope that gave you a little more fuel to keep on hodling if that is your choice with Saitama. And if not, well, hey, just let bygones be bygones, man. We all in here to get money. We all in here to change our lives. We all in here to get financially free. And I still believe that it's right around the corner. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to sum this up. Just had to ramble a little bit, get my thoughts out there, seeing everything going on. And I'm Jazz Royce. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. And like I always say, guys, I will catch each and every one of you people at the top.